How do you decide what cards to get graded? That's today's topic. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Matt Powers of the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. Thank you again for joining me. If you guys can't, visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. You can follow over there on Instagram, at Powers Autographs. And if you like this video and you like this page, feel free to like, share, subscribe. I definitely always appreciate it. The amount of support that I've gotten from this channel is just absolutely incredible. Definitely always appreciate that, and I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. It's just awesome and super fun to do that. And today is going to be one of those fun videos. Very popular question I get all the time, and I see on almost every card group that I follow, any Facebook page I follow, is how do you decide what cards to get graded? Now, this is definitely a very important question to consider because you don't want to be wasting money on getting cards that have no business getting graded. And today's video is all about getting cards graded for resale purposes, okay? So these aren't going to be cards for your personal collection. Those you can do what you want with. Definitely recommend getting your high-end cards graded, but that one you can be completely up to you, okay? This is all going to be about finding cards that we want to get graded for resale purposes, okay? And this is a kind of like a 7-step process that I go through every time I'm deciding on whether I want to buy a card and get it graded and then eventually ultimately sell it, okay? So, step 1. This is a mind blower one. So get ready. Big deep breath. Grade the guys that sell well. Oh my gosh. Oh my. I know that's a big one right there. I mean, I know we all love Bull on this channel here, okay? But unless it's a one-of-one card of Bull, we are not getting him graded, okay? Bull, if you're a watching man, I know I kind of pick on you a little bit. I really just kind of like saying your name a lot. I think it's a really cool name, but we're not getting Bull graded, okay? Who are the guys that I would recommend getting graded? And these are the guys I personally do for 90+% of the time. According to Market Movers, okay, this is the data program by Sports Card Investor. They pull all their data from eBay here. Here are the guys that have sold the most amount of cards dollar-wise over the last 90 days, okay? So most amount of sales money-wise. I think I just said that twice in a row the same exact way. So here we go. Top 10 right now. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Zion Williamson, Patrick Mahomes, Giannis, Ja Morant, Tom Brady, and Mike Trout. And if you follow anything I've talked about on this channel about related to cards and also autographs too, you've heard me talk about these guys. So let's start picking up some of these guys. These are the guys that sell. These are what we're looking to get into. Yes, they may be a little more expensive than your Bulls, but they're the ones that sell. Why buy cards that aren't going to sell, right? Okay, that's step 1 right there. Step 2, find cool-looking cards or rookies, okay? We know rookies sell. Don't have to explain that to you. But having a card with an iconic image on it like Shaq dunking or Michael Jordan dunking or Zion dunking or whatever the player is known for, that is going to be a big plus when it comes to selling a card, okay? Having a good card from a design standpoint. What I mean by that is not having dark edges and whatnot. We don't want to have cards like that, okay? We want to have cards that look cool. If you think it looks cool, somebody else might think it looks cool, and therefore they will buy your card, okay? Not rocket science, pretty straightforward stuff. And we want to be finding good quality sets and brands, Panini Prism, Select, stuff like that for the newer guys. Of course, the older guys are going to have, different types of brands that are more popular for them. But those would be for the newer guys right there, okay? So, again, design standpoint, find a good one there. Good quality brands, a nice iconic image on the card, okay? If it looks cool, people are going to probably buy it, all right? And avoid cards with those dark edges. Very tough to grade. And the really silver designs, for example, a 2020 Mosaic football. Really hard grade because those bubbles on the damn cards. God, those are a pain in the butt. You get a nice pull and you're like, oh, what the heck is that, So avoid those ones if possible. Step 3, find out what a PSA 10 for that card sells for. Now, if there haven't been any of these cards being graded, it's going to be kind of tough to do that. But for the most part, most cards have been graded, so you can kind of see what a PSA 10 sells for. Let's take a quick example here. If a PSA 10 for a card sells for $100, and let's just take the example that you're buying this card raw, let's say for $10, for example, okay? And you're going to go get that card graded, and you're going to pay for the 20-day service, and now you're going to pay $25 for grading. Now you're about $35 to $40 into the card when you factor in shipping, okay? Getting that card graded for a PSA 10 that sells for $100, yes, it may go up in value, is probably not the best bet right now, okay? Your margins are going to be really slim when you start talking about selling fees being factored in and also shipping fees as well, okay? Plus, if you get a PSA 9, you are absolutely screwed, okay? You're toast, okay? So we don't want to do that. So ideally what we're looking for is kind of like a 4x ratio. So including grading, including the card and shipping, all that kind of stuff, if you're going to be about, $40 into a card, I'd like to see a PSA 10 for that card itself about $160. Gives me a little bit of room in case I do get a PSA 9, but also if that card, goes up in value from there, I'm making a lot more money there, but it gives me a nice room to make going out and getting this card graded worth my time and worth the money. There's nothing worse than getting a PSA 10 card graded, and you're like, wow, great, this is awesome. And then you go to sell it, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to make $5 on this thing, or actually probably lose money on this thing. Okay, we don't want to do that, so we want to be picking cards up that are actually going to have some sort of value, okay? Step 4. Research the PSA population report. Ideally, we want to find cards with a low PSA population report, meaning cards that just have not been graded, okay? Why? Well, less competition, okay? I don't want to be competing against China selling cards, okay? They've got way too many people out there. That's going to suck. I don't want to make $5 a card, okay? That's absolutely pointless, okay? Don't do that. So what's low? Ideally, a few hundred would be great, but that's not going to apply to every card, okay? Take, for example, the Michael Jordan 1986 Flares had a few thousand graded, okay? I would consider that still a pretty low PSA population report for that particular card. Take the Luka Doncic 2018 Prism card. It's had over 13,000 PSA 10s, okay? And over 20,000 graded. That's a lot. Now, yes, Luka does sell, but that's a stiff competition market, and that card's actually been tanking a lot lately, mainly because there's just a flood of them out there, and there's not as many people interested in them as there was when the season was going on. So that's why that card's been dipping there. And you want to find cards, too, that are going to grade well, okay? What did I think grade well? If you look at the PSA population report, it tells you how many of each grade that card has been given. If you find one that's got a PSA 10 rate of 50+% above, so it means for 100 cards that have been submitted, 50 have been graded a PSA 10, I think that's a pretty good ratio. You got a pretty good shot of getting a PSA 10 there. If you get a PSA 9, it's not the end of the world, but PSA 10 is what we're shooting for there, okay? But just again, this does not apply to every single card. Take, for example, the 1986 Flair card that I just talked about, Michael Jordan, like 2.5% have been PSA 10s, okay? Now, why does that not apply to Michael Jordan? Well, because the PSA 5s, 6, 7s, and 8s still sell, okay? But if you get a 2019 card, you get a PSA 5, you're not selling that card, okay? I'm sorry. You just wasted your money, okay? You got to get a 10. At worst case, you got to get a 9. And when you look at those PSA population reports, you want to make sure that those cards are getting a fairly good shot of getting a 10 or a 9, okay? Step 5. Now you got to buy your raw cards. Okay? You already know what athlete you want. You know the type of card that you want to get. You know the kind of set and all that kind of stuff. You're gung-ho. You know what you want here, okay? eBay, of course, is a great place to buy. But depending on which card you're looking for, it's going to be hard to find cards that are going to grade PSA 10s, okay? You're not going to find a 2018 Luka Doncic Prism, PSA 10 card on there raw, okay? It's just not going to happen right now. People know that when you get a card graded, you make more money on it, okay? So finding cards with a low PSA population report, that's just where this comes into play here. Because now people are like, well, this card's not really worth getting graded. Whatever. I mean, it might be a 10, but I'd rather get the $5 for it now or $10 for it now. And you decide, hey, I think that card's going to sell. It looks really good. When you put it in a PSA holder, it's going to look even better. And I like the design of it. You might actually find PSA 10 cards raw like that, okay? Less competition on those as well. Another good place to buy your cards, Facebook groups, because I like it because you can deal directly with the seller. They know they're saving the eBay fees and all that kind of stuff. Plus, you can get images really quickly and ask questions about the condition and all that kind of stuff. And just be upfront and say, hey, listen, I'm getting this graded here. What do you think, Because some people are just like, hey, I don't mess with grading, or I don't want to wait for grading, or I need the money now. And you can actually find some decent sellers that way. So just make sure you get all your images and all your questions answered before you buy that item, okay? Another way to get them is, this is actually a very fun way. It's more expensive, but buying your own hobby boxes and opening up packs and all that kind of stuff. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to get, maybe these guys here because nothing's going to be guaranteed, but you kind of don't get the PSA rejects that you find on eBay. You get to inspect them exactly right away there, so nobody's shipping this thing 2 or 3 times. It's generally in better condition than you would find off something on eBay. But again, you're not guaranteed to find those big heavy hitter players that we're looking for. And the real best way to do that is, of course, buying that card directly, okay? Step 6, very, very important one. This one's probably overwhelming for some of you guys that are just getting into cards, is inspecting your cards. Let me say this again. Inspect your cards, okay? You got to do this. Don't just get your cards and send them into PSA, okay? You got to take a look at them. Don't be that guy, all right? So how do you do this? First off, get a magnifying light, okay? What does it look like? I'll put a picture up here somewhere for you guys to take a look at that. It's like $20 on. You can buy them on eBay or wherever you guys want to buy them. I got one from Bright Tech, but there's plenty of other ones. It's just a magnifying light with a magnifying glass with a light, so you can see the surface on your card. Okay, you can see scratches, print lines. Okay, we don't want to submit cards for the most part with scratches and print lines on them. Okay, that's going to devalue you. Okay, it's going to knock you down at least a grade. Okay, take your time inspecting your card. Inspect the surface on the front and the back. Okay, don't forget that back. You don't want to see any dings on there, dents, and all that kind of stuff. That's going to absolutely crush you right there. Okay. Also, inspect your corners. Nice sharp corners. PSA is very big on corners. So if you got a card that's got a really soft corner or even a jammed up corner or a dent in the corner, probably don't want to get that one graded, okay? How is your centering? Okay, centering, we can kind of look at it with the naked eye. They have centering tools out there. Again, I'll post a picture up here somewhere. You guys can take a look at that. But PSA is pretty lenient on centering, 60-40. So you got a little bit of wiggle room, but again, PSA is very big on eye appeal. So if the card looks really, really good, it's got a better chance of getting a PSA 10. So surface is going to be important there, but also having fairly good centering. I wouldn't go less than 55-45 for a card getting it graded there. Again, this doesn't apply to every card. Take the Michael Jordan for example. If you're going to get a PSA 5 or 6 on that, and you bought it for really cheap, yeah, you can still make money on that, okay? But that's why we do our research with what stuff actually sells for first, okay? Also check your edges. Make sure you don't have any chipping on there. We talked about that, getting cards with dark borders. It really opens you up to some chipping, so we want to try to avoid that. But again, this all seems overwhelming. Trust me, it's not. I spent 6 months or so grading cards without a magnifying light, okay, and I was able to get PSA 10s and 9s back. I did get some 5s, 6s, and 7s, I think, a couple of times. Like, what did I miss on this? It's a piece of crap now. It's worth more out of the case than it is in the case, It's not a big deal. You're going to learn, but again, make sure that you are submitting cards that you think, for the most part, are going to get a PSA 10, worst case, a 9, okay? This doesn't really apply to vintage cards because vintage cards, 5s, 6s, and 7s do sell for those. But for modern cards, you got to get 10s, you got to get 9s for the most part, okay? All right, so now we've gone through all that. You've got all your cards ready to go. Step 7, now you got to submit them to PSA. I'm going to do a whole nother video on this, on why the importance of a PSA submission group. But essentially, the PSA submission group is kind of your liaison between you and PSA. They have a customer service rep that you can talk to all the time, find out where your cards are if you got questions and whatnot. There are a couple really good groups out there, but like PC Sports Cards is another good one. I use WaxPack, which is gemmint.com. Jerry does a really good job over there. He's got a really nice online portal where you can just log right in. You can see exactly what step of the grading process your cards are on. You don't have to call him, message him. It's all done right there. So very, very cool stuff. Another tip, never use 45-day service. Stop it. Don't use 45-day service, okay? I've done it 4 times before I knew better. I've gotten one of those back, and that was from a February submission, okay? I've got like 100 cards in a 45-day with some other subgroup that I used before. I have no idea what step those are on. They say they're at PSA, but I have no idea, okay? That's why I like using these subgroups here. Got the online portal and stuff. But PSA 45-day, with busy as they are, you'll never get your cards back, okay? You'll get them back in 2022, okay? You're just not getting them, okay? Spend the extra money. Do the 20-day for cards that are $500 or less. Okay, now that's what the sales price that PSA determines for a PSA 10 card or whatever grade you get for that particular card, okay? So $500 or less, do the 20-day. $500 or more, do a 10-day service, or you can do a 5-day service, whatever it is that you choose to do for those more expensive cards, okay? Again, avoid 45-day at all costs. Stop it, people. Don't do it. Don't make my mistake, okay? So that's it. That's the 7 kind of step process there. Again, you can kind of adjust this however you see fit there, but it's just kind of a general outline on the steps that you need to take to determine how to buy cards that you want to sell for money, okay? Don't buy crap. Don't buy stuff that's not going to sell, okay, people? I'm just trying to save you guys all the legwork and all that stuff. I know it's fun to buy rookies and all that kind of stuff. It's fun to get a card that you buy for $10 and sell it for $1,000. I had a 2017 Panini Prism Jason Tatum green that I bought for raw for $100. And then the grading fees was like $75. So I was into it for $175. I sold it for $3,200. Okay. That does not happen every day. It's not going to happen, okay? You're going to have to buy the cards you're going to make $30, $40, $50 on sometime, okay? Don't buy the ones you're going to make $5 on, okay? That's stupid, okay? The guys that we talked about right now, the Mahomes, the Trouts, the Bradys, the LeBrons, these guys are proven sellers. Proven sellers, okay? Would you take your money and invest in your buddy startup or invest in Amazon, okay? Which one do you want to do, okay? Probably Amazon, right? They're kind of a proven seller, right? Now, yes, they are a little more expensive, but they're, a proven one that's going to make you money. So anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video here. I know grading can be very, very overwhelming. Trust me, it's not. Anybody can do it. I just told you how to do it. It's very easy. If you guys got questions, let me know. Again, visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. You guys can also follow me over there on Instagram. If you guys like this video and like this channel, I definitely appreciate a like, subscribe, share the video. Get this out to as many people as possible and help them out through the grading process, because cards are blowing up and people are going to be going through grading here, and I know they're going to have questions, and hopefully this video helps them. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you on the next episode.